Good morning. Welcome. Welcome. Sorry, I'm trying to be quiet. Trying to be quiet during the morning streams. Good morning. I'm Erica, and today I'm going to be doing a little journaling, and you're invited to join me. I'm working in my journal, which is my morning pages, and my morning pages are just supposed to be 3 pages of, what do they say? Stream of consciousness. Just writing whatever. But I'm also working in my dailies and working on adding some stuff in for today. Journaling is something I really enjoy doing. It is something that I feel like is creative, but I don't have to feel like I'm making a painting or something like that. So this is something I really enjoy spending time doing, and so I want to share that. So I'm going to work on 2 today. I might not get to do too much of my morning pages, but I wanted to do this one first. So let's get started. I'm going to try not to be too yappy, but okay. So this is my Hobonichi Techo cousin. That's what it's called. Hobonichi cousin. Oh my gosh, what a mess my stickers are turning into. Let me take these out. They're kind of getting like a little damaged, so I'm gonna just remove them real quick. Okay. So today is Sunday, and I'm going to show you kind of how I do these journal pages. These are my, I was like, let me check and make sure everything's good. These are my morning pages, and usually I just do like a little bit of recording what is happening for the day or what happened on the day when I go back and I fill them up like these. I haven't filled them. And then other times I'll just add other things like I'll add appointments and things like that because this also has a time frame there. So let's start here. I have some colors, but I want something else today. Let's try some green. Something gray. And then I usually use pink. Just randomly chose some colors here. And we'll start by putting in things that are happening today. That's a good way to start. I'm not sure where to go. Let me fix this real quick. Nope, not that way. There, maybe so it's a little bit more angled to fit. Okay. So things happening today, not much. It's Sunday, so I don't want to do too much. I like to spend the day doing things I need for the week, like laundry. That color is so light I can't even see it. I'm just making it up at this point. I love to outline my letters. I have yoga today. That's something to look forward to. I do have to do laundry. And I do want to do my weekly planner. I started it yesterday, but I haven't finished. This one is the one that I use. This is my daily, everyday. This is my everyday planner. This is the one where I write everything that's happening that week, right? So I like to spend some time doing that as well during the day. So today I'm going to spend the day doing journaling. I'm going to do laundry. What's on my to-do list? Well, here's my to-do list. So and this week I also start my college class. It starts this week, so I want to make sure that I'm prepared for that. So I'm going to like read through the articles I have to do. I have some articles to read. And I would love to get like a notebook prepared for that class. I have one that I usually keep for my classes and anything like business or like creative related. So I'll probably just use that one and just maybe put like some new tabs and things like that. Okay, so I like to do a little bit of illustrations, and you can see like I always draw like a yoga pose and something that represents things that I did, like the stamps I got yesterday. I stubbed my toe the other day, so I'm kind of like trying to record how it's feeling every day. Like it was all bruised here. This toe is super bruised. So I like to put like a lot of different drawings in here, but these drawings are not like other drawings that I do. These are the ones that I just like to do memory drawing or like imagination drawing. These are not very accurate. They're just kind of based on what I think it should look like. So anyway, let's do a little bit of that. Today I have yoga flow, so I'm gonna do a little figure here. And I'm also not very good at drawing figures, so I feel like this is always a really good exercise for me to like practice drawing figures, especially like the shapes and the directions of the body. I'm not great at that. So this is good practice for me. I always like to make her, more me. I like her to be like a chunky figure. Like I want her to be thick. Just like me. Let's put that there. And this is just like that's the dream, right? Like I don't know. I can't always get into these poses, so I like to sketch it in the way I visualize it. I'm going to use this blue and green color palette today, and I like to choose a color palette. Actually, this is perfect because my yoga mat is actually green, but I always just draw whatever color I'm using in my color palette. Now, because I did, stub my toe, I'm very kind of like weird right now about my toes in yoga. Like anytime we have to be like, lift your heel, I'm like, no, I cannot do any of that. I'm just nervous that I'm going to make it worse because my injury is kind of old. Like I hurt myself in July, and I just feel like I keep irritating it. Like I accidentally kicked the treadmill the other day, so that like re-aggravated my toe, and like I feel like I broke my third toe, and this is my theory. I don't know for sure. I believe that I probably broke that toe because that one hurt a lot, and it took a really long. It still hurts, but like I keep re-bumping it into things, and then when I wear shoes and it like bumps. Anyway, whatever. I don't know why I'm talking about that. We're supposed to be quiet. We're supposed to be acting quiet. This is hard for me right here. That side view is hard for me. I don't want this to be like a real skinny figure. Let me add this one here. Although I really do like the whole, blue and green vibe here. Let's see. We're going to leave all of like the arms, the skin will be blue, and the clothes will be right there. Okay, that's pretty good. I just like to look at the figures and see if they're they seem kind of like they're making sense. They don't always. But again, these were just sketches and like memory drawings from my journal, so I don't feel too precious about them. If anything, I just really enjoy doing them, and sometimes I laugh at them because I think they're funny, and sometimes I can't quite get the figure right, and you can kind of see it. What is this, low warrior? No, low warrior would be arms up. So this is almost, is that like kind of like warrior 2? No, because the foot has to be turned. I'm just going to put it on there. I'm going to put warrior 2. You know what? I'm going to do... I should have done yoga flow. That would have been better. My yogis to correct my terms here. I'm going to imagine that this was warrior 2. Kind of, sort of. On my dailies, I don't really like to, I don't write too much. I write some things if I feel like I need to, but mostly it's like doodles. Is that warrior 2? Question mark. You tell me. I made a really terrific iced coffee this morning. It's very, like, doesn't even look, it looks kind of pale, but it's very strong, which is really nice. It's a nice surprise. Okay, what else am I doing? I have some articles to read, and let's do a little portrait. Oh, and I need to get a couple of groceries, maybe. I don't know if I'll get to do all of those things. I'm going to try. I don't want to get too much. I don't feel like spending a lot of time at the grocery store, and I don't want to be putting away a lot of groceries. Just like not in the mood, you know when that happens. Just not in the mood. Put some clothes draped over this. Add some other colors in here, so let's make this one so we can see it. Put some green in there. So I think I'm just going to stick with these 3 colors here. The blue, the pink, and the green. A little bit more of this in here. Try to make it look like we're seeing it through the little gaps, but it looks kind of weird. Sometimes I like to make it kind of like, I don't know, laundry. I already thought I misspelled it. Shout out to all of us doing laundry today. Day before the laundry, it just looks misspelled to me. Is anybody getting the Hobonichi this week? Anybody looking forward to that? Where's my Clippy? Where did I put it? Don't see it, but let me use this one. Let's use my decorative one. My big junk journal one. Just to kind of get it to lay flat here. Maybe I should move it to this side. Because it's kind of like rolling. Maybe that'll help. Let's see. If we hate it, I'll just take it off. No big deal. I got this other green marker too, and I haven't used that one. Should I tie it on? Let's see. Okay, we have yoga, we have laundry. We have to do a little grocery shopping. Really wanted to plant some stuff in my yard, but I feel like that ship sailed. I feel like that's a Saturday task, because then you have to be able to rest on Sunday. There we go. Laundry. This is big, important. What else? Oh, I have to do readings. These are articles, so no books. I can just draw like loose sheets of paper. There's also a website I have to read, or like a website I have to read from. I want a different color. Mix it with the green. I think I found a good place to add some of that green. I'll put it right here. My area of study is art history, so for art history and criticism. So that's why I always use that to just kind of abbreviate anything happening at school. Well, my school, because I'm also a teacher, so that's work. Teacher stuff is work. My graduate work is school. I'm always getting them mixed up on here. I think that's kind of it for now. I could draw my iced coffee, which would be nice because it was really good. And I wanted to take a picture of it, but I forgot to do it before I do that because I want to make like a little diagram, but I haven't done it yet. So I'm just going to make my diagram drawn like this. Blend it just a little right there. It's kind of crazy how you can use these Tombow markers on this Hobonichi paper, the River Tomoe, or whatever it's called. Tomoe River paper? Tomoe. Because it's actually very cool how it's like, sorry, I'm just going to put this gray even though I didn't have any gray in here, but like you can really like you know, really blend it and like move it around and like add, and keep using the water-based markers right on top of it, and it doesn't, you know, the paper's not going to get all messed up like it would with regular paper. I think I finally found an opportunity to use this. Oh wait, am I damaging the paper? I am. I've never done that before. Wow. Okay, well this is, we know what the limit is now. I have never used this marker, the clear blender. Now I get it. Okay. My morning coffee. This is gonna be, I wanted to put like little labels, but there's just not enough room. Sonic ice, coconut water, double espresso, this is heavy cream, and I make that into a cold foam. I just use my Nespresso because I'm not going to do that much. Okay, there. So reading, laundry, oh, a little bit of grocery. So I'm going to put just a little, I have a little space here, so maybe I'll do a little grocery basket, you know, the little ones. Although they're little, like that. Put some French bread in there. Put some, I need those little wipes for the sink and stuff like that, like the disinfecting wipes. That's what I need. Maybe some lettuce so I can make a salad. I wanted something, oh, you know what I was really craving was a Snicker bar, which is wild because I don't remember the last time I had a Snicker, but I'm gonna put that in there. Snicker. Small grocery run, very small. I feel like this kind of journaling is fun for me because it's just a way to play with lettering, which is one of my favorite things to do. Okay, and then as other things pop up, or if I want to come back, I usually like to do this again. I'll come back in the evening and I will add, you know, anything that I missed or anything else that happened. If I have any junk, like sometimes, not always, but I'll put a little bit of junk in my journal just to remember something, or if something, you know, comes up. But I just kind of, that doesn't happen as often. So here we go, done with this one. One down, and now I want to do this one. Guys, look at my stickers coming up. I hate that. What can I do here? Maybe clean it on the bottom and see if it re-sticks. I don't know. Okay. So this one is more like writing, right? So this one, I do take a little bit more time with it, but I also like to do something. I like to sticker it up. So that's what we're gonna do today. And in honor of my new class starting this week, I brought this book of stickers, which is Museum Treasures. I've already used a lot of them, but well, maybe not that many. But you can see they're all kind of like about artifacts and artworks and things from the museum. So I like to put a bunch of stickers around the perimeter. And then I like to put, sometimes I'll use like these lettering stickers, right? Or I use these a lot. And I used to always write good morning pages because these are my morning pages, but I've already kind of run out of all the G's and the O's and things like that. So now I have to pick something else to use them with. So I started putting the day of the week. And I also really love to use my stamp, my date stamp. So let's find some stickers. And sometimes I'll kind of go with like, try to pick like a vibe. I'm going to do some of this furniture today. Let's try that. Do like this. This looks very fancy. Put it here. No, I don't want it there either. Let's put it here at the top. And that kind of looks like a crown. And I'm going to put some letters. Let's see which letters we have. I would have these ones in here that were my favorite. These. They're like tortoise shell. I love tortoise shell. Look at my nails. They're also tortoise. I don't think I have enough. I have these also. I think the colors will go well together. They're like browns and kind of goes well with the gold. I don't think I have any more. I really tried to save, well, I did save these for the end, but I thought I had more, but I guess not. Okay. We'll try our best. Let's see. I'm just going to try putting Sunday. Do I have S-U-N? It's okay. I don't give it a lot of thought. I pivot if I need to. And so if I need a different one, because I don't have enough letters, I just, like, I'll take that U and I'll flip it over and make it an N. I think that works, yeah. Right, sort of. And if I need to choose from a different font, I do that too, and that's okay. Like here, I don't have an A, not an A in sight. I'll use one of these. Come back to this one. I mean, I will tell you, like, I feel like the morning pages for me are like, you can't really see that, but it's fine. They're like, you know, obviously they're a brain dump and they're good for like getting these things out of your head or whatever, right? But I really feel like for me, it's more like, I really enjoy the process of kind of like creating these like spreads, and then, but I don't really ever come back to them. Like I don't think I really even read them again. I just don't. And that's, you know, that's why it doesn't really matter what they look like, even though it's just a fun exercise for me to organize everything. Ooh, let's put one of these on there. Ooh, I tore it. Sorry. It's this one right here. I'm trying to use this like, let's see if I can put it under. I feel like I want it under this sticker here. So I can put it right here. And I'll lay, maybe I should move this little rug now. The nice thing is these are kind of coming back off, which is pretty cool. So I can, should I put it under his legs? Maybe under, like he's on the rug. It sort of feels like I'm kind of building a little dollhouse. Come on, little guy. You could do this. Don't stick. Not yet. There we go. It's a little crooked, but it's okay. That's funny. I'm already amused. That is, it's not even that funny, but I think it's funny. Let's put, you know what? Let's put another little piece of that furniture. Where did it go? There it is. Like maybe this little side table. Oh no, let's do this round one. That's cute. I feel like as, oh, let's put it here. This is cute. An art historian, I feel like I'm supposed to know what all these things are. And to be honest, I don't. Let's put one of these on there. Should we do the bust or should we do, let's do this one. Greek amphora. Right there. And I'll put a couple more and then we'll wrap up on that one. This is like, I think it's like washi tape, kind of. That's cool. Like a little, I think I want to move this. I don't like that I can't see those letters. Let's try that again. Before it gets like really solidified. Let's take that off. I'm going to scoot this over. Just like that. And I'm going to take off those little letters. And these are like probably vinyl or something. So I feel like they'll come off really easily. Here. Like, does it matter? Does any of this matter? No, but I enjoy it. And that's, I mean, I feel like that's why you do it, right? Do this. I mean, if you're thinking about starting a journaling practice, you do it because, you know, you'll enjoy the process. So I always put my date. Today's the 23rd. Wait a second. I thought I had the year wrong. And let me see if there's anything else that I might want to add. That's kind of cool. Maybe I'll put that in there. I also like this with all the letters. And ooh, the maps. You know what? That's perfect because my whole class that I'm taking this semester for art history is all like kind of centered around maps. Okay, I'm moving the letters again. It's all about like map making and cartography, and so I think this is very appropriate, very apropos. I'm just gonna place these on my hand real quick. I feel like if I get my little tweezers, this might be a little easier. I don't know, I feel like my nails are making things a little more challenging. Here we go. Lord, I always say that. Like, I'm never going to get nails like this again because I can't do anything with them, but then I do it again. There we go. Okay, here's the map. Remember which way I pulled it up. I think it goes like this. Put it right there. I'm going to return the letters. So let's put Sunday back on here. Maybe I should move this one again. Do you do this too? I don't know. Are you as indecisive as I am? Okay, here we go. I thought I had a good arrangement. This is where you really need those tweezers when you have long nails. And they're not even that long. I mean, I know people get really long nails. I can't. I would like, I mean, no, I don't even want to. I feel like I wouldn't be able to do anything. Okay. I did also really like this little globe thingy. That's also cute. So let's put this one on there. I'm going to put this one. Should I put it here? Yeah. I like the little overlap. I like to kind of like stack them. Okay, there we go. I think that's plenty. That's a lot of stickers. And that's cool. I'm actually really excited for this class. Although I don't know why I feel like the break that we had, oh, those scissors are very cool. Can I add that in here? No. I feel like this summer break felt so long, and now I feel almost like, even when we, not really when I went back to work, but going back to school, I kind of feel like, I don't know, like it's my first year and I'm really nervous, which is weird. Because I think this is going to be my last year. Definitely one of my last semesters. So I'm excited to be finishing it up. I'm going to put one of these on here. I like the circle, and I think it might be really nice. I'm going to put this big one right here. Try to put it under this guy's head. Just, you know, tuck it in a little. Maybe this way. Okay, there we go. So this is the beginning of my spread. Let me take a quick picture. That way I can, you know, share that if I need to, like how it started, how it's going. And now I'm gonna do a little bit of writing. So finally I'll kind of, you know, get to zip it a little bit. I wanna go a little quiet. Where's the pen I want to use? I think I'm going to do brown because everything's kind of brownish in here. Brown ink. I'm going to use my Lamy fountain pen. I don't really love a fountain pen, but this one is nice. Like, I feel like the Lamy, if you like fountain pens, I mean, or maybe you haven't ever had a fountain pen or whatever. I feel like this is a good intro. It's not too expensive. It's actually very cheap, right? Very affordable. It's like 20 bucks, somewhere around there, 25 maybe. And I feel like it's just I think it's a really good writing tool. I think it's better than some of my other ones that are a little more expensive. All right, let's write. So I just kind of write around the stuff. So I'll write, and I can always, like, I like to sometimes add in like little, I have a template back here, and sometimes I like to add these little, like a little, like, I don't know, like if I wanted to make a list, I could add these in as like little spacers, and I could trace all around it, or sometimes I just put some lines there to tell me that that space is designated for something else, like right here. And I just cut this out of like thick paper, and I put some stickers on it so I can remember that that's what that is, so I don't just throw it in the trash. So then I'll write. I could stop here. I can start a new list here. Usually in my morning pages, because I'm doing like a brain dump and I'm writing things that are like happening in my head right now, or like I'm thinking about. Like sometimes I just need a space to put like a grocery list or something like that. And that's like, I just have to get it out of my head. So that's why I do it. Now, I do also think, we'll share this also, because I know, like, I had this conversation with my mom, and she was like, what do you write about? Like, how do you, like, why would you do this? Like, she didn't really, like, understand what was going in the journal, like. And I know that when I was younger, when I was a child, I really liked keeping a diary. I wasn't super consistent about it, but I always felt like it was like Dear Diary, and it was like a conversation that I was having with my book, you know, and I was sharing everything private and everything important and everything serious. And I feel like, you know, the journal doesn't have to be that. I think it should be for everything. So sometimes my journal is like, I don't know what to write, and I'm just kind of like, you know, writing down every single little thing that pops into my mind at any given moment. And then other times, like, yeah, if something's making me mad or something, I like to write about that too. But I also very much enjoy the actual writing process. Now, when I first started doing this, it was a little bit hard because I wasn't used to writing 3 pages longhand. You know, my hand gets tired, and it still does. So I just kind of keep it very, very chill. I like to practice my handwriting when I'm doing this, and sometimes I love my handwriting, sometimes I hate it. It definitely depends on the pen. So we're going to practice that too today. We'll see. Let me move this a little because I feel like it's a little funky. There we go. That's not really better. Sorry, you guys. There. And can I move this so that you can see it more vertical? I don't know. Try it. Because then you kind of see me in there too, and I don't want that. But okay, I already don't like my handwriting. My eye is burning. Quick break to scratch my eyes. My eye is burning. Okay, this is getting a little bit annoying. thinking, do I have something in my eyes? Mm-mm-mm-mm. Make a little, put this under here just because I feel a lot of, this is the pencil board. I'm going to put it under there just because I feel a lot of like the stickers from the other pages. So maybe that's a good reason not to put stickers, but I like the stickers because yeah, it does kind of like become a textural thing when you're writing. Personally, I don't like that. Like I always feel like I need to have a surface that, you know, is pretty smooth, but it doesn't really bother me that much. Sometimes it does, but not usually. Okay, we just put that little pencil board in there. Like it needs to go in a little bit more. There you go. Yeah. Done like that. Sometimes I feel like my pen will get a little weird and sticky and I have to kind of like tell it again, get it back on track. I don't know, this doesn't like, sometimes it helps, but yeah, that feels nice. And come on over here. still these little birds out here. Ooh. Yeah. They're like tinkering around. Okay, I'm going to make a little list here. Like, let's see if I can use this one. I need an A, so I'm going to just cut this one. So I'm writing about like, kind of like my relationship with art history as somebody who studied art, but didn't really like art history when I was in my undergrad. That doesn't really look like an A, does it? No. Hold on, let me see. Can I make that look more A-like? It's gonna have to do. So I want to, I don't even have an R. How can I make an R? I think I can make an R. This is what I also do. The secrets. I feel like I can turn this H into an R. Really, what I need are more letter stickers that, I mean, I have those other ones, but I want something kind of in this like tan colorway, so should I just leave it like that? That looks a little funky, but I think that's kind of cute because it's like, it shows that I made it. I made that R. It was an H. Let's see. Okay, so like I was saying, I'm writing about, the kind of like jitters that I have right now about starting my new class. And specifically like my relationship with art history when I was younger, as an art student who was studying studio art. I didn't really like art history. I wanted to just be painting. That's what I wanted to do. I didn't want to be taking art history classes. And then I also, knew what I liked very, very quickly when I was in undergrad. And sorry, quick coffee break. I feel like that really like prevented me from like broadening my understanding of art and my like, the things that I kind of, my exposure to artists and stuff, because I just knew what I wanted to do. And so like anytime I had to do something that deviated from that, I just felt like I was not spending my time wisely. Like I felt like I could be doing something else that I was more interested in. So there were a lot of things that I think I missed. And I tell this to my students quite a bit, actually. Like I think when you're in college and you're in undergrad, like just like take every class as like one that you're super excited about, because I do feel like, I didn't get the most out of it because I was already kind of like, I was stubborn and I thought I knew what I wanted to do and I knew what I wanted to make, and I didn't want anyone to kind of, move me from that. So then when I left college, like I felt like there was, and I didn't realize it till several years later, many years later, but like a lot of gaps in what I knew, and it was, it's my fault essentially, but those are the things that, I learned later. But if I could have done it, with a professor, and for like, you're already paying for this course, like you might as well just like really get the most out of it. I don't know. It's easier said than done when you're like in the middle of it and you're like stressed and, trying to, keep your head above water, I can understand. But so I mean, I don't say this to say it like, well, I should have done better or nothing like that. It's more like now that I'm older and I have a different appreciation for art history and I have a different appreciation for being a student, like just being like in learning. What are the things that I feel like I want to get from my experience now, that maybe I didn't get when I was younger? So this is one of the things I'm talking about, is like essentially like who were some artists that I didn't give enough attention to and that I want to make sure I learn about before I'm like, you can learn forever. You can keep learning forever. But like, this is my last year, right, of graduate school, let's say. And I mean that like a full year. Like I'm not going to be finished because I only take like one class at a time, so I'm very slow. But this is going to be my last year. So who were the artists that I can remember from my undergrad that I just didn't know who they were, or like I still don't know, and I want to study them. I want to take some time this year to study them. So that's what I'm making a list of. So I have this little list here. And I'm just going to make this like a little running list. So when they pop up, I'll put them in here. Oh, what was the other one? It was oh yeah. There we go. Okay, so artists, and maybe even I could put here like periods. So these are the things that I'm ultimately making lists of, things that I want to remember to, study. Whether, I may or may not be studying it during my class, so I will just try to make it a point to study them, Here I need an O and I don't have an O, so I'm going to cut off the little tail on this Q. I want to try to make it a point to study them, answer all the questions that I may still have from my undergrad. So I'm going to try to, I probably won't come back to this page, to be very honest. But it would be nice to, like, when they pop into my head, because, like, I don't really know. I can't think of everything right now. But it would be nice if, when it pops into my head, I can come back to this page and I can, you know, add, I think I thought I could put, like, a little marker on it, but I don't have my markers with me. But periods or artists that I wanted to make sure that I, you know, learn before I'm finished with my graduate work. So, you know, will this be an ongoing running list? Yes, probably. So I'm going to leave those there as something that I can come back to. But I think I'm going to add a little, just another sticker or two, you know, like this would be really cute right here. Use my pen. And we're already past 9:30, so we'll start to wrap this up. Let's put something small. Right here. And then that way I can create like a running list. Okay, so this is my final spread. Right, I don't really have anything to put on this list yet, but I'm going to put something in there. And then that way I can, you know, kind of keep track of the things that I'm still thinking about or things that I still need answers to, you know. I want to just kind of make myself a list of the things that I want to continue to learn this next year of my final year of graduate school. So, yeah, I think we'll stop here. Thank you guys so much for being here. If you have any questions or anything about my journaling practice, my journaling process, definitely leave a comment and I will be happy to get back to you on that one. And of course, patrons, you can ask me on our Patreon so that way we can talk a little bit more about it. Like, what do you put in your journal? Like, when you are journaling, do you solely write like your feelings or do you explore different things? So anyway, food for thought. I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend and a really terrific week. The next time I'll be streaming will be this coming up Friday. So Fridays are Friday night craft sessions. And I hope I will see you then. Thank you. Bye.